Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. UFC is becoming boxing. What do I mean by that? You may be asking yourself, but listen. This man right here, you can just read this for yourself. Well, really, you don't gotta read it. I am gonna put the clip up here. Yeah, just so you can see. Let's roll.
You're fighting Stipe Miocic, and I know you're focused on that fight. If you defeat him, as you're a 6-1 favorite to win the fight, if you defeat him, will you defend your belt against Aspinall, who has the interim title?
More than likely not. More than likely not.
That right there to me is proof enough he's not going to fight Tom Aspinall. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll some more clips for you just so you can see the full scope.
I've been gambling for way too long to just take random fights.
Random fights. Tom Aspinall, guys, is just a random fight. He's not an interim champion. He's not the big dog of the division. He's not some fresh up-and-comer whose prime is getting wasted by not spending it fighting Jon Jones. You know? It's not like that at all. He's also not some guy that he's going to pull up in weight at all to, you know, bring up and starch him like he has in the past. He can't do it. You know? If Jon doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, his legacy is ruined. Everyone's going to start looking back on that record. They're going to be like, oh, 15 title defenses? But let's see, against who? Chael Sonnen. Guy I just showed earlier. A rank number 8 middleweight. Rank number 8. Not even in the light heavyweight division. In another division, he would not accept a last minute replacement against Chael Sonnen. And we saw how that fight went when they actually did fight. What happened? He beat him in the first round. Let's just roll the next clip, see what else he's got to say.
I'm not here to
honor my spot as champion or challenge myself.
Gamble someone else making a name off of me. I'm here.
Yeah, valid point, except you did that every single time you fought, so not valid at all.
Here to compete against the guys where when we look back, 10 years from now, it'd be like Jon Jones fought this guy and that guy and this legend and this champion and this champion.
And don't get me wrong, that's like, it's not necessarily a bad thing that he's doing, but how are you going to be the undisputed champion and do these type of things? You know what I mean? You cannot get to any point in your career and just decide that you're the champion and you can have whatever fight you want. You can't just pull some guy up from light heavyweight and have him fight you. He's talking about fighting Alex Pereira. Why? Look, I'm not saying this to completely discredit Jones's career up until this point. That is not what I'm doing. He's done great things. However, it is undeniable that if you start looking back at his record, you'll notice that this is something he's done before. This is something he's done before. Vitor Belfort, he pulled him up from middleweight. Chael Sonnen, he pulled him up from middleweight. There's a ton of other examples, and yeah, they're big names, but in no way, shape, or form were those names helpful towards his career, especially when you consider their careers at middleweight and then moving up to light heavyweight. It makes little to no sense as to why he would do such things. But then you see him saying he wants to fight Alex Pereira, and now it's like, wait a minute. You seriously did that as a tactic. You wanted to pull these guys up in weight. There's somebody else that I can almost point a name to or a finger to that did similar things. I don't know who, but I don't like them. I'll just say that. Unfortunately now, I don't think that we can stop this from happening. Jones is definitely going to fight Stipe. And even if Stipe pulls out with an injury and now Tom Aspinall is the replacement, we all know nothing's going to happen of that. We've seen what's happened before with last-minute replacements. Nothing happens with them. At all. At all. He does not fight last-minute replacements, and he will not fight Tom Aspinall as a last-minute replacement, which is a sad but honest truth. He will not fight Tom Aspinall, and he will likely retire after Stipe, or somehow manage to weasel his way into an Alex Pereira fight. And that's wrong. That's how this sport becomes boxing. And if we can do anything about it, just honestly yell and scream in the media that we hate this, that is probably it. Sad as it is, that is all we can really do. None of us are, officiaries or anywhere in the UFC where we can make a name or say something. But we got to do what we can, and we got to make sure this sport does not turn into boxing. And with that being said, God bless and have a nice day. Peace.